All right, welcome back, everyone, to another segment. And this time I have two fantastic guests with me. We have Theo, Geeky Gamer Guy, and
Hello.
Steph, who plays all the board games. How are
That's
you
me.
guys?
Hi.
I'm great.
Very well.
Yeah.
We've had
All the
some... Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, we got to play last night, Rainer, and it was so much fun. So thanks for having me again today. And yeah, Nightmare Cathedral was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to play that. We saw that. I saw it during the opening, and I was just like, I really, really want to play this.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that we got Steph's seal of approval. We already know she plays all the games, so we know.
We know.
That's right.
We got good.
Yep.
We got good with that.
Yeah, it's a game. So just to summarize, we've been talking about both the artist, Zdisław Beksiński, who is or was rather a Polish painter. He started off actually with photography, and then he used a lot of things that he would find, right, that at the time was not normal in photography. He used both the way he played with lighting and the way he used objects that you would not normally find in photography. And that has translated into the paintings, because he felt like photography was not enough for him to express everything. And yes, when we look at some of these paintings, we can tell that there is definitely a lot of those things that could not be expressed in photography alone. But he was he basically, a lot of his the motifs were often what people would describe as something like the things coming out of dreams, or more so nightmares, horror-filled themes. A lot of recurring things. He had a lot of cathedrals and crosses in his art, even though he wasn't particularly religious himself. He had a lot of faces, not necessarily human faces, and not necessarily things that we would count as a face, but they were in his paintings and so forth. But he also he did not, except from some of his early work, he did not name his paintings. And when people tried to ask him, say, okay, well, what's the meaning behind this? Often he either didn't want to talk about that, or he felt that by ascribing meaning to something, or by explaining what he meant, or so, and sometimes he didn't mean anything, he just painted what he wanted to paint, that would distort and basically taint people's ability to just either just enjoy the art for what it is, or to get our own meaning out of the artwork, right?
That's cool. So you didn't want to like guide the viewer to be like, this is what
Correct.
it means.
So what we're going to be doing today is not necessarily talk about what we think that he meant with this, but we're going to look at some of his paintings. And of course, Nightmare Cathedral is based on the artwork by Beksiński. And we're going to just look at a few samples of the many, many paintings that he painted in his lifetime, and just have a nice chat about it. Feel free to say whatever comes to your mind. That's the point of this. Whatever you feel inspired, whatever you think and feel about the art that you're seeing, that's what we're here to talk about.
Okay, well, just to preface really quickly, am I going to be able to sleep tonight? It's going to be like, am I going to be like, is it going to be like that level of nightmare? Are we talking? No.
I don't think so. But as in, I don't think it's that level of nightmare.
With you, Rainer.
I think you will be able to sleep fine. Yes.
Okay.
I need to make sure that I clarify what I meant by I don't think so. No, I mean,
No.
It is definitely, I don't know that I would want to watch a movie. I'm glad that these are still photos.
Fair. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah.
And then later we're going to have a special surprise. We're going to be doing a giveaway, or rather, Steph is going to be doing a giveaway.
Yeah. Well, I
Awesome.
feel like, it's Board&Dice Con, and Board&Dice made my cover of my calendar. So I felt it was appropriate.
It's fate. It's fate.
It's fate. It's fate. So we'll give away a 2020 calendar. Shipping to the U.S. only because it's way cheaper. And
Yep.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
why.
of course. Yay.
We still
Sounds
appreciate
great.
it. And the nice thing with the calendars is that most other calendars, not that I don't generally consume calendars in general, partly because they, I feel like once they're done, then, like, what am I going to do with it? But your calendars are different.
You can put it
because-
up on that wall. Yeah, you can show
Yeah,
it
I mean,
off.
the artwork, the
hologram.
photos, oh, it is
Mhm.
wonderful. These are ones that you can enjoy for years to come. So
It doesn't need to be November for you to enjoy that November picture. You can go and put it somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am going to
Exactly.
definitely. I'm not going to say which pages I have lingered on longer, but that's definitely been the case sometimes where I'm like, ooh, I'm keeping this
Now
one
I
for
wanna
2
know,
months in a
Raymond.
row.
I'm going to say the conservative answer and say 12 of the 12 pictures are really great. Like
No, there's
all
like
12 months.
100 and something pictures.
Oh yeah. Well, I was meaning like for the months, like the 12, like the collages of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you
Gotcha.
have you don't just have the ones for the months. You have the front cover, and you have
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So
We're
yes.
selling it, y'all. Get ready for these calendars, okay?
I
That's
know,
right.
right?
So we will announce later. You don't have to. There will be nothing special. Basically, there will be a keyword that you'll need to enter in the chat, and we will let you know when that happens, and then we will draw a random winner from the people. So,
Yay.
Yay!
all right.
A
So
little
now,
bonus.
now we are going to get into this artwork, and I would like to invite everyone to, as we go through these things, feel free to type some of your thoughts and such in the chat if these images inspire certain thoughts and feelings or whatever in you as well. This is meant to be just us enjoying the artwork and talking about it and stuff. So here's the first painting that we're going to be looking at. What do you guys think?
They love to play an instrument. That's what I can tell you. They have a full handle on the instrument. I love the composition of it. It's very striking, and I think that the way that it's like bone-chillingly familiar, but yet not familiar. Because we've seen people playing instruments like that, but maybe not like that in real life. Yeah.
Well, it's clearly like you really get into something if you're a musician. So it's like it's a part of you. So that's basically what that is saying to
I
me. Is
love
that
that.
to
Yes.
death, right? To death, you're playing this instrument.
Yeah.
It's like in hyper speed because you see all the hand, it's like one hand, but like many hands. So
Yeah.
it's
Get
like,
it. Yes, I love that interpretation. Yeah, that's great.
And one thing that is a recurring thing in a lot of his art is the fact that it looks familiar. Like, okay, clearly
Mhm.
this is someone playing a trumpet or horn or some instrument, right?
Right.
But then you're looking at it and you're like, okay, there's nothing about this that is normal. And it morphs into some other things. Okay, yeah, we have a humanoid figure here that is playing an instrument, and yet there are way too many fingers, and then they're somehow connected to the rest of the body, and yeah.
It's like strikingly beautiful. Like it's one of those ones that's like it's so like how Steph said, like it does play that like you love this instrument to death. Like it's like you are playing it to death. Like I could totally get that interpretation from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great.
All right, we're gonna go to this next one here, and this one is
Ooh.
really different.
Yeah. Ooh.
I see a face first.
Yeah, totally see a face.
Yeah, I mean, it's first look, it's a face.
Mhm.
Second look, however, this is not a face. This is
No,
Structure.
yes, it looks like a city in a wall or something.
this is one of
Yes.
the this is one of the nightmares in the game, by the way. So there's a miniature of this one.
What did you name
cool.
it?
Yeah. I want to know the name. I need to know now.
I don't think we named any of them. They're nightmares, and basically there's a card that has this photo, and then there's a 3D representation of it in the game.
Kind of
it's
looks like the right side is on fire in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like smoke is coming out.
Yeah, and Kuba just confirmed. Yeah, we didn't put names on any of the those things because again, that's as an artist, he did not give names to them.
Right,
so
that's true. That's
makes
true.
sense
Yeah.
that we did either.
Right.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
sure.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I love it. I think that it's really interesting. The how one side is like very stoic, and then the other side is kind of like chaotic. Like there's stuff that's going on one side as opposed to the other one. So yeah, I love it. It's really cool.
It's
What's weird is that under the smoke or whatever, it's like a lighter color instead of a darker color. So
yeah, like to draw
of-
your eye, maybe. I think it's just really just like for you to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I also think this one is interesting how there's both chaos and at the same time it feels really peaceful, right? It's
I think that's
eerily
really
peaceful
good
in a way.
Yeah, like because normally when you think of chaos, you think of these like fiery reds, and it's more so you got this like there's something going on, but it's very muted and subtle, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's not an angry face, despite the fact that it's on fire.
It's on fire, right? They're okay with it. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah.
All right. This next one, I don't know if they're okay with this, but
fair.
Here we have something.
Whoa. Wow. Oh, it's like is that like a skeleton on top, or is it all skeleton?
I mean, see, this is one when I saw this one the first time, I have a hard time describing what I because there are so many conflicting things that I feel comes to mind. Like from a distance, this one looks like it could have been a flag or something else that was like
a lamppost,
something right that is a landmark or
good.
so.
Yeah.
But then the closer I look at it, the more disturbed I get by it because you can see like underneath there's like a skeletal shape or something.
Yeah.
But almost like
see the bones
and wrapped around the pole. It's like I
sure.
don't know.
There's a good comment in chat, so that's a good observation.
Sorry.
There's a good comment in chat. True human, chaos on the inside, but not showing it on the outside.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it almost feels like those like where like I'm going to like Netflix fantasy shows, but like how they have like the people with the warning on the front, where it's like you have a person like a sign wherever you're coming to, you're seeing like watch out or something like that, because that's what I get from it. Like really interesting.
I have a hard time deciding if I think that this humanoid creature was placed here or went here on their own.
I mean, for me, I feel like they were placed there because the ropes are wrapped around them, so it's kind of like they had no choice to go there. But I guess it's always open to interpretation, right? So.
And that's one of the things too. Both in the interview with basically a person from the museum, that is basically the caretaker of his artwork. We were, or I should say, he was talking about that there are certainly recurring themes in the artwork, right? But at the same time, they're different. Like, yes, there's a lot of humanoid creatures, but they're not just normal humans. There's a lot of symbols of death and a lot of religious symbols, but they're not the normal ones that you would expect, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, very, very different.
This next one here that I'm going to go to is clearly very familiar in its look, but then the closer I look at it, the more I discover things that are not familiar at all. And this is the image that is on the cover of the game.
Yeah.
Which is also the this is the central miniature that is being basically that is growing out of the middle of the game board as the game is being played. So this one is put together of different pieces. I mean, this could be Notre Dame, right? This is
totally familiar old cathedral kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's clearly not a build.
It is definitely not. Yeah.
Like I don't feel like this one was constructed. It doesn't look like.
It almost feels like its own solid piece, because normally you think of cathedral, you have the different pieces of everything, but it's kind of like one solid piece, and it's made like etched out of stone or something like that. But like, I love the way that he paints with color and light, like the lighting of how everything has this cool rays to it. So it's just really.
I kind of see a figure in the front. Do you see that, like, figure?
Oh, yeah, that little thing right there, yeah.
Over in this...
It looks like a pope or something with, like, a hat.
Yeah, over in this lower right-hand area, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's just, it has that, like, eerie feel. With everything is eerie, right? So it's familiar, but it's eerie, you know? And, yeah, that's really cool. It almost feels like a civilization from like the past, so you're looking at something that's like an ancient relic of a place.
It's also oddly organic, right? Because most of the time when I think of cathedrals or buildings in general, they're often
sharp lines.
Yeah, it's sharp, strong lines. They feel constructed and built and stuff. Even though they're beautiful, I love a lot, especially older architecture and stuff. But I look at this one and this has an organic feel to it.
Yeah, totally. I could see that. Yeah, it did. The mixture of softness to it to go with the eeriness is just like you said. It's familiar, but it's not.
Right.
It's not.
You were saying earlier, by the way, about how there's a softness both to the, like, there are certainly parts of this painting and others as well that are very defined, but then you have parts in the background where it's like it fades away, or even parts of the art sometimes morphs into something else, right? It's, which I think is one of the really striking things about a lot of his paintings, is that my eyes are drawn to one part of it, but then as I'm looking around and I see, like, even the little trees and bushes off on the side and stuff, it's like it's the birds that are flying on the right hand side of it.
I love a painting that the longer you stare at it, the more you discover the little things and nuances of it. And his work has that, like, where you just want to keep understanding where he was going and discovering a painting, you know, and it's beautiful. That's a really cool. That's the one thing I love about paintings in general, is that when you see like a masterpiece, you see that it might be simplistic with first glance, but the more you look at it, there's actually other things to discover, you know. Yeah, love.
What are your thoughts on this one?
Ooh. It's like, wow. I love the mixture between the warmth on one side and then it kind of cools off on the left. It's a really interesting, but he carries like the sharpness of the leaves kind of match the sharpness of, I can't even tell if that's like, I know it's a face. And for some odd reason, y'all, I keep thinking of the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, and I know it's not that, but that's what I think of when I look at it. Like a mean caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I mean,
I honestly don't even see a face, so I don't.
You don't
I
see a
don't.
face over on the
No.
left side? Oh.
See, on the left side, what I see is a figure. Like I see a hand that is being held up, but the figure is facing away from us.
Oh.
I don't see that at all.
All the way on the far left?
Yeah.
Oh.
That dark shape. It looks like it's
Yeah.
a cloaked figure that has, and then it's some kind of like sticks or something that come out
I
behind
can
like
see
the
that.
head.
Yeah. I love when we get to sit here and talk about different things and you're going, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I
what
don't know,
you're
but it's true.
That
No, but
middle
that's what's
part,
so cool about paintings. It's just like, I don't see that.
right? That middle
Yeah.
part, it's like, okay, well, there's a flurry of wind or whatever and leaves and stuff, and then I'm like, and then I
Leaves,
look
it's all
over
Yeah.
on the left, and it's
leaves,
like,
yeah. Wow.
here's something else going on now.
Yeah. I see like an army at the bottom and they're working their way up this hill. I see like that figure that you say that you see, I think, is like a guy on a horse in my mind. I don't know. I don't know. I see more of an army, but I don't really understand how it intertwines with the leaves and fall. I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah.
So this
the army, I like that though. That was good.
This next one, I'm gonna let you say what you think, but I'm gonna share what the guy from the museum was saying. Some of the interpretations that he's heard from other people about this one. So.
Kind of get like an isolation feeling, like this nobody's near anybody, but they see them, but they can't go near them.
It's a quiet place.
Yeah, quiet place, exactly. Don't make noise.
And it goes on for quite a while. I don't know how easy it is to see on screen, but in a larger version of it, even in the distance, even though you can't continue to see these pillars or monoliths, but you see the lights of fires in the background. So as it in a closer up version, you can see some of those things. But yeah, it's like it keeps going on for quite a while.
Wow, it's really interesting. And they're all groups of people around it. Are there always four? No. It's just...
But they're like skulls.
Yeah.
And the fire on the left side, in fact, there's also the one that is just in the background there. They have burnt out.
Clearly burnt out, yeah.
Right, yeah, clearly.
So what the director of the museum was saying is that this is one that people have lately been talking about this one as a representation of basically COVID times, right? With the pandemic going on, and people
totally.
You're with your own little group. You see the people in the distance, but we don't have a way of interacting with them, right?
Yeah, yeah. I could definitely get that. That was definitely what I saw when I saw it. Like the social distancing aspect of what we have to deal with in current times. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a good interpretation for sure.
So this This next one, this one, when I saw it the first time, it drew my thoughts to, like Lord of the Rings. You know, when they're coming down that river, and you have the big statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Although I would
sure.
much prefer to be going down that river by those statues than this.
I feel like this is a path that I don't think we want to take.
Yeah, I agree.
We would probably avoid said path. The Lord of the Rings one, yeah, I could go down it because it's like in a forest. It's beautiful. There's the river. This one's very desolate. It feels like, you know, this person is walking down and hasn't seen a soul in forever. You know. Yeah.
And they're all so different too. If you're looking at these figures up on the right, like you looking at each one of them, they're so different in what I think they represent, right? Or the reasons for being here. And also then I don't like the fact that as I'm looking at those, I have the feeling of the other ones that are behind me, and especially whoever that is. It's one thing if I thought that these were sculptures or something, but there's clearly someone who's standing there dangling something.
I know,
Don't
right?
even want to know what it is, but I'm not liking it.
No, it's fair. I do love how you said your interpretation. Yeah, because like really you're only seeing what's in front of you, but it has this sense of you not knowing what's behind you while you're doing that, and it just like adds a nice little chill to the painting.
Yeah.
Just like, what is it? Like what could be there? And it's really striking. Like I love paintings that are like this. So this is very much up my alley.
Yeah, and they're all like, some of them are cloaked figures, some of them look like they are either like that first one looks like they're praying or something, but then you have one in the background that looks like they have a crown on their head, and again, I would like to think for my own sanity that these are motionless stone statues, but I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that's what I don't think that's it either. I think that this is something that is animated, at least. I don't want to say real, animated.
Yeah.
The birds are also making up weird patterns too, so that probably also represents something.
Yep, no doubt. There's definitely meaning in that one. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
What about this one?
Ooh. I don't want to be that guy. That's all I can tell y'all. Ooh.
This one has so much going on that
is very, very busy.
Yeah.
Like this one I find it disturbing for several reasons. First of all, you have those prominent ones in the center there that they just have big gaping mouths, but they don't have a face or whatever, and that kind of comforts me a little bit. That okay, there's no, I don't see eyes there, right? But then you have the other one right behind them that has very creepy eyes, and then the ones on the left, those are even. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah. It has a very manic feeling, especially in the front, and then you have that one like overseer in the background that's just kind of like watching the chaos ensue. Like, yeah, it's really interesting how, like you said, there is no eyes on the front people, but there are the front creatures. I don't want to say people, front creatures, and in the background they have more like eye sockets.
Right. And one of them
are these all in have you all used this art like in the game?
Yeah, everyone that we're looking at today, they're all in the game in one way or another.
That's so cool. I love that.
I was just gonna say that there's that one on the right side that at least from this angle, it looks like they're like almost like a cyclops, right? And that also bothers me.
Yeah.
As well as that hunched over creature in the front. I'm not sure if they are part of this group or if they're being punished by them, right?
Yeah. It looks very like subservient, so I wouldn't be surprised that it would be, like the narrative would have been like they were serving them. Yeah.
From a photo standpoint, if you just take away all of the imagery or whatever, it looks like there's 3 overlapping photos here.
Oh yeah.
Basically the light one in the back, then the left hand side, and then the right hand side, which is kind of like an overlay. But I don't really know what's happening right in the middle of the picture.
Yeah.
Can't really tell. It looks almost like words.
Right.
If you were to separate it, but I can't really read it. So
yeah, totally.
I also feel like the fact that there are 2 figures in the background. So you have the darker cloaked one that it looks like they're holding a candle, but then you have a lighter clothed one who does not look like they're hooded, who's carrying a cross in the background, and I don't know what's happening here, but I also can't keep
a bird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I can't look away either because I just keep seeing more and more things, and I'm like, what's going on in that crypt on the right side? This one is fascinating.
This one has a lot of things going on in it, and like it's actually kind of interesting because in the previous ones that you've shown us, they've been very centralized focus. Like you're kind of looking at something and you say, oh, this is where he wants you to look with the eye. This one's kind of like you have so much to look at that focus is being pulled left and right. Like it's hard to just see one. Like obviously my eye first initially drew into the gaping mouth of the center, but there's so many things to focus on that it's like it definitely adds to that uneasy, manic, chaotic kind of feeling. Yeah.
And especially I think you were saying that, Steph, when you're looking at that thing right in the middle below those faces, then there are wooden stakes, but I also see things that look like metal hooks or something in there. I'm like, what is happening here? Like this is one that I find it very disturbing, but I also keep looking at different things like around it, and
for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So in contrast to this one, we have
is this something pretty? Oh, okay. I'll take it. Oh, it's really pretty. Oh,
I mean, this one is so different from that previous one.
Yeah, 180. Even just the style of how the fluffiness of everything is. Everything has a nice fluidity to it. It looks calming almost, even though the waters are definitely not calm. They're a little wavy, but definitely better than I'd rather travel here than travel to the previous painting.
Right.
Yeah.
I also like how this one I feel like there's both there are some odd things going on where there's both some symmetry, like the face itself is very symmetrical, right? But then below that you have what looks like the sun and the moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like the blue dot on the forehead.
Right. And at first what I saw in this one was that basically it looks like, okay, it's like a cloudy, stormy sky, and this is a clearing in the sky, and you see a star or something in the in the sky behind it. But then at the same time, it's this is a face. I don't know what's. And then there's writing on this one too, which I find.
Definitely different departure than the previous ones that we've seen. Yeah, I love that. That's a really great thing about being an artist, right? There's even with photography and everything, you have a progression, and how you feel, your mood kind of changes how you're using your art and how you do it. So it's interesting to show a different facet of how he viewed life or how he viewed something, the mood,
Right.
Yeah. I love that the sun is kind of glowing. It's just like that's got this glow and sharpness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very tranquil, or at least compared to all the other ones that we've had so far.
Yeah. This next
and I
one
very much agree we should have rainbows in it, and then I'd be good to go.
Right?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just going to agree.
Okay, so this next one, I'll tell you something after you've had a chance to say something about this one, but.
Wow.
Brains, cabbage.
I do get it very brainy. Yeah, I get like a very brainy kind of feel to it. It's also interesting how it gradiates differently than like how a tree would. So, it's not like...
It could also be like a mushroom type thing.
Yeah, that's totally true. Right.
The thing that disturbs me about this one, well, I shouldn't say, I don't mean disturbs in a negative way. I mean,
just one thing? No.
I mean that it's something that I find fascinating, is the fact that this, first of all, to me, this looks like it's meant to be a tree or something. Okay, and the top part is lit. The lower part is in shadows, but it's not a normal dark shadow. This is like a glowy red, purple shadow. And I don't... Part of me wants to figure out why, but I would also not want to go up close and look.
I will stay in the car. You go out there.
You tell me.
You tell me. I will call for help if I need to.
If you're not back in 5 minutes, I won't be here.
Right.
Well, and it's funny because this one is, in a way, has a I don't want to call it simpler, but it's a more straightforward image in this one. Like, this one is not as busy and chaotic as some of the other ones that we've seen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I am no less interested in just looking at it and trying to figure out what's happening.
For sure.
I also like how colorful this one is.
Yeah, very, very nice colors. I love how it's a complementary color, so you have the red and the green, so it just keeps it nice and balanced in some eerie way, because that's the only way I could think about it. It's just like I love the use of everything's familiar to your eye when you look at it, and then as you peer at it longer, it's like, that's not how it is.
Yes.
Right.
It's like rotting in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
So this next one is going to be the last one, and we have to end on something that is similar to the disturbing ones that we've seen previously.
Oh God!
Okay.
Oh God! Oh! Wow! Whoa! This feels like it's like those people but like the figures that were in that desolate walk with the like, it's like this is actually what they're doing on when they're not standing and watching somebody walking,
right.
Like walking down. Like,
I do take some comfort in the fact that, first of all, this room that I feel like we're in is lit. That's a good thing.
Lighting is nice, yeah.
And also the fact that I think that whatever the creatures are that are these hands and arms belong to. They're stuck in the wall.
It looks like concrete.
I'd like to hope so, y'all. I would like to hope so.
But then there's a door in the lower half that I'm not gonna go open. I don't want to know where that leads. I have no interest in.
No, that is a secret that can be left unsaid for me.
But it's a way out.
Oh.
But is it out?
Now you put that in my head. Now I'm like, oh god, I gotta go.
Well, I don't know. I would rather not be in this room. How about that?
Fair.
I also like how there's at least, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different hands that are holding different things.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah. Wow. And what is this cocoon thing that's like, I feel like it's dropping. Like I get like alien vibes, you know?
I definitely get alien vibes from it.
Yeah.
Although
alien vibes.
The first thing that I saw,
of some sort.
the first thing that I saw that was hanging there was like an oversized human heart, is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, look at Michael said the same.
Yeah, it looks like a heart. Yeah, like literally said it. Yeah, that's great. Wow. Yeah, definitely a heart. I can see that. I love that all of this is left to interpretation without any titling whatsoever. So it's like only open to how the audience views it. It's so cool.
Spiderwebs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You might have nightmares after all, Theo. Sorry.
Dang, y'all.
I mean, in general, I'm just gonna go quickly back through these. So again, these are all of the paintings that we've looked at, and first of all, a lot of them I could spend a lot more time. I'm fascinated by the artwork, right? Because
sure.
it's it invokes thoughts and feelings. I wonder what's going on, and I feel sometimes oddly calm about it. Other times I'm feeling disturbed, and sometimes I feel both of those things at the same time, which is conflicting. But
sure.
The fact that this and this is of course just a few of the very many paintings that he produced during his lifetime, and from our perspective, as a publisher, the blessing of being able to put this artwork into a game, some of them in the representation of miniatures, others are on the fronts or backs of the cards, and obviously they have one possible explanation or meaning in the game, but then of course it's still not a prescribed definition. You'll still be able to look at this in the game and say, okay, I wonder what's going on here. I wonder who these people are. They have generic, in a way, like some of the figures. They have names like, okay, this is a follower, or this is a shadow, this is a nightmare, this is a dreamer, this is they have these they have names because you have to have names and for rules and stuff in a game,
right?
But I also like that it's people will be able to enjoy this, whether people are familiar with his art from the past, or if people are new to the world of Beksiński's artwork. I am really looking forward to seeing these things like in print, right? And having a big game board with these things, and being able to even the fact that some of these miniatures or so, the fact that they're in 3D form, like that cathedral that we saw, which is so just cool. in a 2D representation in the artwork, but then you'll be able to see this in a 3D representation right on your game board. So really excited about about this.
Well, I wanted to point out that the game board that you guys put together with all the different art is really nice because you picked a lot of different artwork that bring out a lot of colors, which I personally enjoy, obviously. So you guys did a great job of like getting a whole variety of feelings on the game board itself because you're using so many different types of his artwork and not just like all of the eerie, skulls and hands everywhere, but just like you pick scenes that have like all red or scenes that are blue, and it brings a lot of color to the game, which I personally really like.
Nice.
And it was nice too in the conversation with the director of the museum as well that they were, of course, concerned before they saw things like, okay, how can you do the artwork justice, and how can you show the respect to that in a board game, right? But it was nice to hear him say that they're super happy. They love what we've done with it. They love how that both the fact that the artwork is given the space to live on its own and that it's being well respected and represented, but also that there's room for people to make their own interpretations around it. It's not, the game is not saying, well, this is what this means, or there's no the game doesn't tell you why we are in this world of this cathedral, why it's coming out, why the nightmares are coming out of it. It just happens, and then you get to make up your own mind for why this is. So
for sure, that's great. I love that y'all have taken something that you can now show to a wider audience, right? So maybe people who have not been exposed to this sort of art, it's now something that you can show, and they are eerily beautiful. Like there's a lot of eerie, chaotic things, but they are done impeccably. Like they are, she knows what she wants and she does it. Like she understands the assignment.
Right.
Yeah. So it's great.
So we are going to do a giveaway here. So basically, first of all, Theo and Steph, thank you so much for being here and taking part in this. I enjoyed it a lot. I like talking about this artwork. I like appreciating it and such.
No, it's definitely cool.
So love it.
Yeah. We're going to do a giveaway. Again, you have a chance to get a copy of Steph's awesome calendar. Guaranteed to not give you nightmares. Only happy thoughts are coming out of this. In the chat, and unfortunately, you do need to be on Twitch to be able to participate in this. So if you're not currently on Twitch, you can go to twitch.tv/Rainer_board&dice. And in the chat, you just type cathedral with an exclamation point in front of it. So exclamation point cathedral. That will enter you into the drawing, and we will go ahead and draw a winner here shortly. So just go ahead and enter that into the chat again, exclamation point cathedral, and you will be able to be part of that drawing. But yeah, I mean, it's like you said, Steph, and I really appreciate what you were saying about the artwork and such on the game board as well, right? Because it is I like that it both gives me this feeling of like the theme has of a nightmare cathedral and these creatures and forces that are in the game, right? But at the same time, they're big enough spaces, and Boaja was talking about that during the interview as well, that there's enough room for each of them. Like you can see the art. There's enough room on the cards and so forth to also just being able to appreciate the artwork, that it doesn't get too small or too obscure to appreciate.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So
love.
All right. So,
It looks like Deadpan 1. Oh, we got giggles too. Okay.
Okay,
yes,
find it
and,
out. No,
and I should repeat actually what Michael is saying, and this I need to correct you though, Michael. This is not just if you don't win, whether you win or not. Steph is still selling this directly in her shop, so
right.
And not just now, but yes. And let me put that. I will take
Thanks,
your
Yeah.
your non-link and make it a link, Michael,
That's right.
so that it will be easier for people to. And
Oh, yeah.
these
the year is still early, so they're still good.
that is hey, they are still good.
Still good. That's right.
They're still good anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah, and it's I mean, this is of course not the first time, hopefully not the last time either, that you have made a calendar with lots of photos and games and such.
No, this is like my 8th one, and there'll be more.
And people can enjoy that throughout the year as well, getting a sneak peek at some of your photos on your blog.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. All the
There
games.
we go. All the games.
All the games.
yep.
But yeah.
Do you want me to draw someone now, or do you want me to do it after Boage's?
Whatever you would like, you just let me know, and yeah, you could do it. You can keep it running for the rest of the day if you want. Or
Okay.
Whatever, and just tell me a winner, and I'll send it out.
Cool. Then we will do
Yay.
that. So yes, so go ahead and enter exclamation point Cathedral. Again, you have to be in the US to win this. It has to be at some point during this stream as well, not tomorrow. Or later when this is up on YouTube or something. Thank you again, by the way, Theo and Steph, for being here.
Oh, happy to be here.
Pleasure. Yeah, absolutely
so
happy.
fun.
Yeah, it was great to. I'm so happy that y'all put this on. There's a like we talked about with isolation. It's always good to be able to see new games and talk about the fun stuff that's in the pipeline. And yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's especially this one, which again, I want to remind people that Nightmare Cathedral is going to be on GameFound in the end of March. So definitely check that out.
March.
Yep.
It's coming soon, y'all. Coming soon.
And that means that one or both of you, if you behave, might have a chance to do video content for it as well. Who knows, right?
Yes,
I'm
please.
currently undefeated, so that's all I'm saying.
I do really good on the first place, so I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm gonna do really good. So no, absolutely. Like I said, when you told me that these were gonna be in the game, I was like, I need this game.
Yeah.
I need it. Yeah.
All right. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in a few minutes. We'll be hearing from Bartek Kobatsky, the designer of Nightmare Cathedral. So stay tuned for that. And thanks again. And we'll be back in a few minutes.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.